Today I am in Bay Ridge. Bay Ridge is a neighborhood in the southwest corner of the borough of Brooklyn. It is bounded by Sunset Park to the north, Gowanus Expressway and Diker Heights to the east, the Narrows and the Belt Parkway to the west, and the iconic Verrazano-Narrows Bridge to the south. Bay Ridge is known for its strong sense of community and its beautiful views of the New York Harbor, the Verrazano-Narrows Bridge, and the lower Manhattan skyline. Only subway line in Bay Ridge is the R train, which runs on 4th Avenue between Bay Ridge Avenue and 95th Street. From 95th Street in Bay Ridge to the World Trade Center in Manhattan is about a 30-minute subway ride. There are also several bus routes serving the area. Bay Ridge also has a ferry service to Wall Street from 69th Street Pier as part of NYC Ferry South Brooklyn route. Major roads in Bay Ridge are 3rd Avenue, 4th Avenue, Fifth Avenue, Shore Road, as well as Belt Parkway on the west side, and the Gowanus Expressway on the east side of the neighborhood. The residential buildings in Bay Ridge are a mix of single-family houses, multi-family houses, and apartment buildings. Many of the houses in Bay Ridge are brick or wood frame buildings that were constructed in the early 20th century. There are also a number of newer apartment buildings in the area, ranging from low-rise buildings to high-rise buildings. Bay Ridge offers a variety of retail options for residents, including clothing stores, shoe stores, jewelry stores, home goods, and restaurants. Bay Ridge does not have any hospitals, and in case of emergency, the residents should go to either NYU Langone Hospital in Sunset Park or Coney Island Hospital in Coney Island. There are several parks and playgrounds within the community. Among them are Owl's Head Park. Owl's Head Park is located at the northwestern corner of Bay Ridge. This 30 acres park boasts winding walkways on the hills, basketball courts, and a playground. Before Owl's Head Park, this property was the estate of Henry Murphy, mayor of Brooklyn, ambassador to the Netherlands, U.S. congressman, founder of the Brooklyn Eagle, and a New York State senator, for which he is most remembered in Bay Ridge. In 1866, he met other politicians here to formulate the agreement for the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge. Senator Street on the east side of the park was named in honor of Henry Murphy, who was one of the most influential people in the borough's history. Another park in Bay Ridge is Shore Road Park. Shore Road Park is located along the Shore Road and Belt Parkway on the west side of the Bay Ridge. It is bounded by Owl's Head Park to the north and Fort Hamilton to the south, and includes multiple playgrounds and athletic fields. It is known for stunning views of Verrazano-Narrows Bridge, as well as great views of Lower Manhattan. There is another park at the north side of Bay Ridge called Leif Ericson Park. This 7-block park is named after Leif Ericson, a Norse explorer who is thought to be the first European to have landed in North America, approximately 500 years before Christopher Columbus. Due to the large number of Norwegian immigrants in Bay Ridge in the 1920s, the park was named after Leif Ericson, who was a hero to the Norwegian people. In 1939, Crown Prince Olav of Norway, later King Olav, dedicated a monument to Leif Ericson at the 4th Avenue entrance to the park. Bay Ridge was originally settled by the Canarsie Indians. The first European settlement at Bay Ridge occurred around the 1640s by Dutch settlers. It was the westernmost portion of the town of New Utrecht. New Utrecht was established in 1652 by Dutch and encompassed the present-day Bath Beach, Bay Ridge, Bensonhurst, Borough Park, Dyker Heights, and Fort Hamilton neighborhoods of Brooklyn. The area of Bay Ridge consisted of two villages, Yellow Hook to the north and Fort Hamilton to the south. Around the 1850s, the name of Yellow Hook was changed to Bay Ridge to avoid association with the yellow fever pandemic which occurred in the early 1800s. Bay Ridge was suggested due to the high ridge that offered views of New York Bay. In the mid-19th century, many elegant houses were built in Bay Ridge, especially along Shore Road, which faced the New York Harbor. Until the late 19th century, Bay Ridge remained a relatively rural area. At the beginning of the 20th century, the proposal of the 4th Avenue subway line, or today's R train, created a real estate boom in the Bay Ridge area, and construction of new residential dwellings and apartments were accelerated. Construction of the subway line started in 1913 and completed around 1916, and later in 1925 extended to 95th Street. As a result of this subway line, thousands of people started coming to the area. By the 1920s, almost all the farms and estates were replaced by the apartment buildings, and many schools, churches, and stores were established in the area. The construction of Gowanus Expressway started in 1939 and completed in 1941. Gowanus Expressway reconstructed in the 50s to connect the Verrazano Bridge to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. Belt Parkway on the west side of the Bay Ridge also opened around 1941. The Verrazano-Narrows Bridge is a suspension bridge connecting the boroughs of Staten Island and Brooklyn. This double-deck bridge carries 13 lanes, 7 on the upper level and 6 on the lower level. This bridge has a central span of 4,260 feet. It has the 18th longest main span in the world, as well as the longest in the Americas. The construction of the bridge began in 1959. The upper deck was completed in 1964 and the lower deck in 1969. Over 200,000 cars pass this bridge every single day. American Veterans Memorial Pier, or 69th Street Pier as it's called by the locals, located south of Owl's Head Park on the Narrows. This 600-foot pier once served as the embarkation point for the Bay Ridge St. George Ferry. After the completion of the Verrazano-Narrows Bridge, it was opened for recreational use due to its stunning views. Because the pier once boasted unobstructed views of the World Trade Center, a 9/11 memorial was placed on the pier in 2005. The pier offers views of the Verrazano-Narrows Bridge, Manhattan skyline, and the Statue of Liberty. Gingerbread House is one of the famous residences in Bay Ridge. It was designed by architect James Sarsfield Kennedy, a native Canadian who moved to Brooklyn in 1898. In 1917, he designed an unusual and magnificent arts and crafts style house for a wealthy businessman, Howard E. Johns, at 8200 Narrows Avenue. The house is made of uncut stones in varying shapes, colors, and sizes. It uses the topography of the lot conforming to its rises and falls, and does not force the land to conform to the design of the house. It's a brilliant and organic way to make the land work for the design. Bennett-Farrell-Feldman House is the oldest house in Bay Ridge and one of the oldest freestanding Greek Revival houses in Brooklyn. In 1847, Joseph Bennett, a wealthy landowner in the area, built this Greek Revival villa on the beautiful Shore Road. In the late 1850s, Bennett moved to Staten Island and eventually sold the house. From 1890 to 1912, the house was occupied by James F. Farrell, a politician and wool merchant. The structure was moved to its present location when it was purchased by Francis C. Feldman in 1913. In 1999, the house was designated as a New York City landmark, and in the following year, the house underwent an extensive restoration and is one of the most beautiful homes in Bay Ridge. Today, the neighborhood is home to a diverse population with many families and a large number of immigrants from all around the world, with a wide range of retail options that cater to a variety of interests and tastes.